So 20 years after Rambo 3 got all the fanboys salivating once again, we get Rambo, simply titled Rambo, but being Rambo 4, fourth installment in the Rambo series, and this one for the first time being directed by Sylvester Stallone himself, sitting on the director's seat, which is very interesting. This is about the time where he started directing a few things. I know he directed The Expendables as well, the first one, and this fourth installment of Rambo, who he's been playing obviously 3 times and has definitely built his character up as John Rambo, and you know, obviously is very familiar with the character of John Rambo, being that he played him so many times. A little obvious, but continuing with the story of this. This could be the best Rambo since the first, in my opinion. This film is awesome. I've liked it a lot since the first time I saw it. I really enjoyed it in its entirety, and every single time I've watched it after that, I've enjoyed it even more. This one being the best viewing. I'm really glad. This franchise is a lot of fun to watch. By the way, I double featured these 2 bitches, and I'm going to be reviewing the last one pretty much after this. And watching these 5 films in order and binging them, so good to revisit them all at once and kind of like at the same time. Really enjoyable. This one takes the violence that Rambo is known for and cranks it right to 11. Okay, right to 11. Just like This Is Spinal Tap says, you know, our speakers go to 11, mate. Yeah, this one goes to 11. Sylvester Stallone does not hold back, especially in the unrated extended cut, which is the one I've seen. I don't know if I've seen the theatrical cut. I think I've only seen the extended cut, and man, is it violence and not fun to watch. Well, I mean, it's a blast to watch, but you know what I mean. If you're squeamish and if you don't like your violence, it's not a recommendation. It's not a recommendation from me. But if you're into the raw carnage of violent movies and action films, yeah, hard recommendation from me. Best one since the first, again. So yeah, this one starts off with Rambo in... I want to say he's in Burma because the film takes place in Burma, but I don't know if he's hiding out there or in Thailand. The story takes place in Burma, which is a country that's attached to Laos and Thailand and the Southeast Asian area. And in Burma, there's basically this group of rebels that is annihilating civilians and village people there, just brutally torturing them. It's like I said, it's the most disturbing and heartless and ruthless and savage Rambo of the entire franchise. I'd say even more than the last one. This is the one that is the most violent easily. So we got Rambo in Thailand. I'm going to say Thailand because I'm pretty sure they go to Burma. This group of this man and woman, Michael and Sarah, they're from a church from Colorado called it's a Pan-Asian church where they help I guess Pan-Asian people who are stuck in violent areas of the world, and they give them education and food and shelter, and basically they're on a rescue mission kind of thing. And they are having an expedition in Burma to rescue the people there because of all the chaos and horrors that are happening. And they obviously run into Rambo and ask him for help because he's known to know the land because he's lived there for now over 20 years, and he's been hiding out away from the United States because he doesn't want to go back after the events of the first film. He's just like, fuck that. And he's basically been hiding out in Asia the whole since. So they ask him for help, and he's just like, nah, you have no idea what you're getting into. I'm not doing it, basically. And Sarah's character, who's played by Julie Benz, very great actress. This was the time where season 2 of Dexter was released. Yeah, my show. Um, yeah, so this is about the same time that she was doing like the first season 2, season 3 ish of Dexter. This was released in 2008. So yeah, good actress, and good to see her in roles like this. She's very flexible in her roles, but she's playing this female church leader kind of thing, and she convinces Rambo eventually to to help them out, convincing him that lives are worth saving, and basically saving a life is not wasting your own. Along those lines, and she really gets into Rambo's head, and teaches him something, and he decides to take him on this expedition, at least to where they want to go. Maybe not going any further than that, but at least taking them to their destination, kind of thing. In the middle of this boat ride, they get hijacked, and their boat gets raided by these Burman rebels, and like I said, they're absolutely ruthless, just like Rambo said, and they start making threats, and threatening to rape and kill her and kill the dude and chop some heads off, and Rambo does this thing and saves them all. He whips out a gun and shoots them all like 5 or 6 of them in the head within like 2.5 seconds. And the guy, of course, he gets all pissed because you're not supposed to take lives, and he's like, "We're here to save lives, not take them." And like, "Who do you think you are?" to Rambo, and Rambo grabs him by the throat. He's just like, "Who do you think you are? Don't you know that she's gonna get raped 50 times and they're gonna cut her fucking head off? Are you stupid? I've been trying to tell you." And like, it's true. These people have hearts of gold, and they want to change these people's, well, help these people with whatever they have to offer, education and gifts or whatever, but you can't, unfortunately. And Rambo knows the evils of the world, and his heart is black, but for good reason, because the things that happen to Rambo throughout these films are just absolutely awful, and you can't blame the guy for not trusting anything or anyone in the world. And he knows deep down, like he knows that these situations are unchangeable. And I think that's really powerful when you get these people who have the best intentions, and you know what their mission is, but you also know that it's slim to none chance that they are going to succeed, because these people are just so far gone. These rebels are just so far gone with their brutality that there's nothing you can do. I mean, there's no talking or rationalizing with them. They'll just slit your throat and rape your corpse. So it's a really moving film, this one. It's my second favorite easily, and it's very comparable in the dramatic moments to the first film, where they blend action and violence and also bring in a really in-depth concept and story, which I absolutely love. So after this, of course, Michael, and especially Sarah, she still wants to continue on because they're so close, and she's like, "Oh, we made it through this. Well, we might as well just keep on going." Suicide mission, but that's what she wants to do, and she convinces Michael, and Rambo's like, "Nope, I'm dropping you off here, and you go do your thing then." And so they do, and Michael's like, "I understand you think to Rambo, I understand you think you did the right thing, but there's no reason to take a life." Well, okay. I see your point, but if your girlfriend's about to be raped and killed, I don't know. I think I consider that self-defense. Just saying. Um, so yeah, they go on. Eventually, of course, they end up being captured by these rebels, and a priest from the Colorado Pan-Asian Church comes down to either Burma or Thailand and tells Rambo about this, which then makes this movie turn into another rescue mission, just like the last one. And he's rescuing these people. Sarah ended up giving Rambo, before she went off with Michael to do her mission and their mission, a crucifix, like a bracelet kind of thing, and Rambo kept that to heart, and because he kind of saw the peace side in them, and really appreciated that, kind of turned his blackened heart a little bit more to the gray side, just a little bit, just a slight bit, but yeah, and so he wears that, and then he decides to go rescue these people because there's absolutely no way they're going to survive, and the horrors that are going to happen to them are just out of this world, and something Rambo couldn't live with, I guess. So he does care, and it's really apparent with the conversation that he has with Sarah, that he does care. There's one moment where Sarah tells him, like, if you didn't give a shit at all, you would just take our money, drop us off, and that would be that. But you didn't do that. You warned us about what was going to happen, and you didn't just take our money. And you wanted to keep us away from this situation and area, which means you care. Which also is another way that she got into Rambo's head and made him realize that he does have some humanity in him. He's not just a killing machine. Mostly a killing machine, but some human in there. Just a little nick. So yeah, he goes to this camp. He actually hires this group of these. They're mostly British. This he pays them, this group of like British military soldiers, to help him in this mission. And they kind of come out of nowhere. Like you get to know that Rambo hired them for his aid, but you don't like they don't say like how Rambo knew him or where they came from. They kind of just are there from one scene to the next. It's just like, okay, these guys are working with Rambo now. Cool. So they go in. There's one British guy. He's kind of the leader of the group. What a fucking foul mouth, man. The fucks and the cunts that this guy drops. Oh shit. Just like every sentence, there's like three or four. He's just ruthless with his friggin' filth mouth. It's crazy. It's so funny. Brits, man. Brits. They know how to swear. It's great. But yeah, these guys are just as tough as Rambo is, and Rambo does this thing with his archery, which he's famous for. The killings, the things that this militia, this group of rebels does to these village people is just absolutely ruthless. In the third film, they mentioned babies being thrown into fires. In this film, they show babies being thrown into fires. So it's brutal. There's a lot of CGI. This movie is mostly CGI with the blood and the fires and the explosions. But that being said, I mean, CGI is okay, but it shows a lot of brutality, especially with limbs. There's legs, and there's arms, and there's torsos, and there's heads flying everywhere. And when people get shot in the head, half their head comes off, just guts hanging. It's a bloodbath. It's definitely a gore fest on this one. This is an action movie not taken lightly. So I recommend this film to any action fan, but it's an action movie not taken lightly. Especially the extended cut. I don't know about the theatrical cut, but the extended cut, yeah, not taken lightly at all. After some of the best action scenes I've ever seen, with Gatling guns and arrows, and just there's a part where Rambo, I think, yeah, he just shoots a guy in the back of like a Jeep, and there's a Gatling gun in the back of the Jeep, and he just starts ripping ass with the bullets and the carnage. Like, all over the place with just annihilating rows of people. It's so good. And of course, he ends up saving Michael and Sarah. Michael actually ends up killing somebody, which is kind of, it's ironic. It's kind of a personality change in him, because he was extremely against killing, but there's a line where Rambo says in the first act of the film, when you're pushed, killing is just as easy as breathing. And because, you know, human nature, and we're like animals, according to him, and his beliefs and mindset from all the horrors that he's seen in his 60 some years of living, 50 some years of living, whatever. So yeah, Michael ends up in self-defense murdering a guy with a rock by crushing his head in, and you're like, oh shit. He did what he had to do, I guess. But it's sad to see, you know, it's sad to see somebody make that much of a leap in personality and belief. But yeah, that's that. They're rescued. They grow this immense appreciation for Rambo, and Rambo once again saves 2 lives and many more with the village people, and then yeah, he kind of has a realization that he wants to go back to the United States again, with another conversation that he had with Sarah, where Sarah's like, "Don't you want to see what the U.S. is like after all these years? I mean, being away from it for so long." And at the end of the film, he considers it, and he goes back to his ranch that he left behind in the United States. And basically, that's how it ends. It just shows him walking towards his ranch, and credits roll. And this is actually the first since the first 3 Rambos, Rambos 1, 2, and 3. They use the same song at the end. It's a Long Road by Dan Hill. They always use, it's a trope again. They use the same song in the credits. It's a really cheesy, slow 80s song. It's one of those, like, you know, the ones that they would play at like high school dances, where they would have a slow song, you know, in like the 80s and 90s. It sounds like that. It's like that perfect song, the vocals and everything. But they always used a different version of it in the credits of Rambo's 1, 2, and 3, and it definitely seemed like a trope. But yeah, this one uses a different score, and I like the score in this one better. Same one is used in the next film. So these films kind of attach together really nice, especially for a modern take on Rambo and an older version of Rambo. But yeah, that's Rambo, the 4th installment, simply titled. And like I said, it's a really, really entertaining action film, and the best Rambo film since First Blood, the original Rambo. That's that. So next review, I hope to keep it shorter, but I don't know how much I'll have to say about it. But that will be coming extremely soon. So cheers, adios, and until next time. See you soon.